Okay, welcome to the video. We have a genuine SL7 tarmac. Some people on the forums said, oh, this is not a real bike. Contact Specialized Australia. If you don't believe this is real, this is genuine. You know, I'd be the biggest douche. I'd set myself up for the biggest lawsuit ever to put a fake frame to show the poor quality Specialized that's selling. I mean, that's one, it's not cool. Two, you're going to get your ass sued to hell. You know, that's just, why would you even do that? It'd be douchebag. This is genuine. Contact Specialized Australia. They know the frame. I've sent them emails, they don't reply. But also the shop it came from, Bike Society Adelaide. There's a guy in there called Craig, and Craig gives incredible customer service. Just talk with Craig. Say, hey, Craig, you know, he's entered the chat. He's open to questions. He's got himself involved on the Facebook, etc. So he's welcome to answer the questions. He's put himself in the debate there. So you can contact Craig and say, hey, Harley's SL7, is it real or not? And Craig will confirm it's real. So just quickly, never have a gap up here. All right, you want to cut this. Otherwise, if you tighten the stem up, you're going to crack it through here and cause a failure down the track. Okay, so make sure your plug is long. Goes on a carbon steel, the plug always has to go below your lower stem. Otherwise, you're going to crack it, man. You're going to fail eventually. Either it's going to fail on you or the person you sell it to. So we haven't done this bolts up, obviously. We just got sliding on for demonstration purposes. Genuine SL7 S-Works stem. It's got this genuine SL7 S-Works spacers here. Or the SL7 spacers, we should say. And then weight weenie, someone lied. Check out this photo here. So this photo is using a compression ring where the fork has failed here because it's dug in. It looks like it's dug in. All right, so this is why this compression ring, in my opinion, is very dangerous. This is the replacement ring. This is the replacement recall ring. I call it the Teletubbies ring of death. I'll show you why. So it's like a Teletubbies, put a sort of slim out. It looks like a Teletubby thing, doesn't it? It's like that, or like that. So your cables go through, your front brake cable goes through here, and this side ports here, on my SL7, I've got another one of these, it's cutting into the cables. And only bike's only done 100K, all right? So, and it's been, you know, Craig from Bike Society built my bike, I'm sure he did, pretty sure he did. I mean, yeah, so he's a professional bike mechanic, and so he installed the cables and it's rubbing. So, I mean, if he's a professional mechanic like Craig, is going to bung it up. Well, not bung it up, that's just a design flaw. So I think Craig's done a great job of building the bike, but for me, the design is flawed and it's causing erosion of the cables. That's only after 100K. So you're going to have to check your SL7 for brake failure regularly. I'm not sure. All what you can do is tape up your cables. Anyway, that's another part of the video. This one here is the question on weight weenies was saying, oh, you know, durianriders lied. The photo here, you know, there's no shim. The photo here is there's no shim. They didn't install the shim. They installed the shim. I'll show you why you couldn't ride this bike without a shim. So we're going to put the fork bearings in there, top bearing in there. We're going to slide the shim down, gap at the front, and so we've got the gap at the front there, and there's this mega play. Look at that. You know what I mean? You're going to have like so much play. You're not going to ride down the street with your bike. You're going to be like, what the heck is that? That's the thing. No mechanic's going to. Every time a mechanic builds a bike, they check the headset for play. So there's no way this bike would leave the shop without this shim. Impossible. So the shim goes in, it takes up the slack. All right, takes up the slack. You put your bearing preload, you set it, you're good to go. Put the gap at the back, and now that's rock solid. There's no play there. The problem is, though, if you hit a big bump, this shim, this little Teletubbies has little ports in it cut out, and that can cut into your steerer. So for me, these little ports here, they're going to cut into your steerer. Bad design, bad design. These two things here are for the top cap. These little holes here to go in. So this is engineering failure 101. All they had to do is maybe just drill some little holes in there, not all the way through. By cutting it out, you've given yourself these little sharp edges. All right, so you've given yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of potential damage to carbon steel. 10 points. This is insane. This is the worst bike engineering I've probably ever seen come up to a hookless rim for road bike. So you put your shim in there, and that should protect it from the 10 points of pain, 10 points of penetration. But if you look real closely, it's like a millimeter, half a mil there. So if you hit a big enough bump, bang. If you're 80 kilo rider, 100 kilo, 120 kilo rider, you're hitting some potholes. Can you zoom in on that gap there? Like, you know what I mean? Like that. So if you're hitting some big holes, that's going to cause some pressure pinches in there. And in my opinion, that's what's caused the steerer failure. Okay. So this shim was installed, and obviously when you crash, But look how loose this shim is. When you crash and your handlebars and your bike's slipping down the road, obviously this shim is just slides very loosely. And someone's it just comes off and on real easy. And the Weight Weenies person who works at a Specialized dealer is lying and saying this is really firm on there. This is really, really... I'll show you how flimsy this thing is. This shim. Alright, so it's just going on like this. That's the bearing. So it's just... it can fall off. Let's say your bike's just like that. You've cracked your steerer. Boom, your shim's just going to pop off the end. Alright? It's not going to have much. It doesn't sit that firm. Okay, so we've got... Okay, so if you got about, so if your steer's cracked there, your shim's not going to stay on. So this is why, that's where the shim went missing, all right? If you die because your bike fails, the cops aren't going to go, wow, where's the shim on the road? They're just going to be like, yeah, cool, dead cyclists. We're getting overtime. No one really cares, unfortunately. Everyone's too busy in today's world. Kids, debt, mortgages, pick your thing. So for me, this shim is the worst. This is the recall. This is the replacement, all right? Absolutely, in my opinion, dangerous. Ride at your own risk. These frames have devalued so much already. But I've been trying to sell this frame, and I've knocked off almost $2,000 off the frame. It's brand new, $2,000 cheaper, and it still can't sell it. $2,000 off retail, still can't even sell it. So the valuation of the SL7 tanked since the recall. Crazy. So this is Natasha says, hang on. Natasha said, I'm confused. This is the recall one. Yeah, this is the recall one. This is the recall replacement. The recall is for the black one, all right? But if you see the cracked photo, it's done with the recall one, all right? And then, so what Specialized have done is they're giving you a longer plug to go into your steerer. So you're gonna have a long plugger there, which is a good idea, but because it's not bonded in, like the pros get an alloy sleeve bonded down here, which I think is the best solution. But your consumer level don't. You just get a new plug that goes in there. So if your steerer does crack, if your steerer does crack, it means that it might not snap in half, but your forks will go like this, twist, like a Chinese burn, twist. So now your fork's twisting, you're crashing. When your forks go like that, you're twisting, you're crashing. There's no way you're going to hold that up. Your fork's just going to flip in front of you, and you're going to flip over the bars. And hopefully you're only doing 10k an hour on the oval with your kids walking the dog. Because if you're doing a crit, hitting a bump in the speed hole, blah, 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 then it's going to be really, really bad. Drilling a hole in here, I don't know about that at all. Drilling a hole in your steerer. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine if you had like a
What's that for?
That's for the cables to go through there. Because we need to put cables through a steerer, you know what I mean? That's a good idea. That's compromised safety, in my opinion, to put, it's just dumb. Imagine if you bought a bike off me at Pragma, and it had or anyone else's bike, and it had a hole just here, and I'm like, oh yeah, nah, it should be right, mate. It should be right, Doing there's a hole in my fork. Oh yeah, nah, it's just all right, mate. It's low stress area. Should be good. I don't know, man. I'm assuming they've done the engineering, but then again, I'm assuming they're doing engineering with this, and it's causing potential fork damage, causing a fork failures. I just don't think this is a good idea at all. I sent Specialized an email. I sent Mike Sinyard an email, and I'm yet to receive a reply. I don't think I will get a reply, but hey, that's okay. That's corporate for you. So let me read out. This is from Rhino's workshop. Ryan is a mechanic from London. This is on the go check out the Weight Weenies forum, weightweenies.com. Click on forum, click on road, and then click on SL7 fork recall, headset recall. And here Ryan says, this is in response to someone posting one of my videos, and Rhino disagrees with it, and he's trying to discredit me by saying, amazing how I've built 30 plus of these bikes, probably 25 with the new Mark II compression ring. I like how he calls it Mark II. Dude, it's like the recall replacement ring, all of which have been tight as fuck when installing the sleeve, hence my earlier comment. So Rhino, I'm not sure if he's forgot his reading glasses or something's happened with his vision. He thinks this little ring, this shim here, is tight AF. And you just seen in my video, it's not. All right, so But hey, maybe there's different batches going to London, and maybe Ryan is being correct. Who knows? I mean, these frames are coming out of China, the tolerance, which is fine, but the tolerances are, I guess, you're putting out thousands of frames. It's fair enough that tolerances may vary batch to batch. That's part of the deal. Also, Ryan says, also, none of these bikes have flex like an empty Coke bottle. Okay. So what Rhino's done is he's gone around compressing the down tubes of all these bikes. He's in his workshop, right? These super light bikes, he's trying to flex and compress, because that's what he says. He says none of these bikes, which infers Ryan from Rhino's workshop has squeezed the down tubes of these lightweight carbon bikes, which and then he later on says is a bad idea to do, and the durianrider should be doing that, but yet Rhino's doing that to bikes that aren't even his. So I'm not sure if I'll be taking my bike to Rhino's workshop. I mean, hey, you do you. Get your gears tested maybe, but ask him not to flex your down tube, because Lucia Technic says it's a bad idea. So again, we're learning a lot from this. I find this all incredibly interesting. It's a great social narrative. It's great to see if people got a bias against me, then they'll lie, or it's half truth, which is, yeah, okay, I get it, but like at the risk of hurting people's safety, like call me a douchebag if you want. Get me on my podcast. Let's do a live debate. Call me a wanker, whatever. So step in the ring, whatever. Yeah, just have a bit of fun with that. But why should people have to ride bikes that are risky, and put themselves in danger just because you don't like durianrider, right? You're jealous of my hot girlfriends or whatever. Who knows? And that's fine. Yeah, people are jealous and it's okay. But I mean, I should say, don't be jealous. Like, just work on your own life and get some gains in your life at what you want to be better at. But what I'm saying, though, is that people in this whole narrative, the non-durianrider fans, are openly, lying or half-truthing just to try and make me look like a douchebag at the expense of people's safety. And I really think that's something wrong with that. And I'm not a Specialized hater. I am a huge Specialized fan. I promote Specialized in my ebook. I redid my ebook yesterday, updated it, and I put Specialized Elite 105 as the bike to get if you're a new cyclist. The bike to get. All right? I didn't say get a Pragma, I didn't say get a Windspace, I didn't say get, a Trifox, whatever. I said if you're brand new to cycling, get an Alloy Specialized Elite 105, because that is an incredible bike internationally, right? Or something equivalent to the Alloy. So I'm not a Specialized hater, That's why people try and discredit you, say, oh, you've got a vengeance against Specialized, blah, 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 blah. No way, man. If I did, then why would I promote their brand so heavily and so overtly? I've got over 400 million views on YouTube. I have massive clout, massive influence. Why would I promote someone for free if I wasn't getting any kickbacks? Why would I do that? Because I just want to help people. End of the day, that's my goal here, is to help, and just to be honest and open when it comes to people's safety on the bike or with nutrition. Okay, that's if you ask me a question about fitness or health, steroids or bike safety, I'm going to give you the absolute truth. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear versus what you want to hear. I don't care if you don't like me or blah 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 blah. I'm just here to help, man, end of the day. So anyway, this is a great learning experience. No hate to any of these people involved. Everyone's learning, but I think we can all do better with our behavior for sure.